Welcome to the channel where we debunk lies told by pseudo-intellectuals and agents of disinformation. On the chopping block today, we have Glenn Beck, who recently on a episode of the Glenn Beck program said this.
The government would like you to know that prices for your grocery, they are lower than they were before COVID under Donald Trump. What's wrong with you?
And even though Glenn has never met a source that he wasn't afraid to cite, I believe I found what he was talking about. It is this article from Market Watch that says groceries are more affordable now than in 2019. This article is about relative price, the relative price of groceries to wages. So it's saying that wages have increased enough to neutralize the effects of the recent inflation. And even though this article expressly says that absolute prices themselves are still higher than they were before, Glenn and his little sidekick Stu choose to ignore that and pretend that this is saying that prices are actually lower. They get into some little ham and egg weirdo comedy routine about it, where Glenn plays the part of the authors of this article, but he badly misrepresents what they say, and then Stu plays the voice of reason like the straight man. This part's funny. Listen to this. This is how it starts.
Stu, how stupid are you? Really?
And the answer is very stupid. If you need a good example of the straw man fallacy, this is perfect. Glenn embodies, he personifies the straw man fallacy. Let's listen.
You think there's inflation?
Yeah. I mean, I follow the government statistics closely. I've gone shopping. I buy things.
Haven't you heard the experts from the media this weekend? You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
But I mean, I have my grocery bill receipts from several years ago.
The receipt was wrong.
And not only does Glenn sound like Kermit the Frog at the end of that clip, you can tell how hard he is selling stupidity there. So what this article actually says is that even though groceries are as affordable when compared to wages as they were in 2019, to most people it doesn't feel like that. To most people, we still get sticker shock when we go to the grocery store, and it gives some of the reasons why. In summary, before the pandemic, dating back to 1995, there has been a downtrend in the relative price of groceries when compared to wages. And from 2015 to 2020, there was a strong downtrend in the price of groceries when compared to wages, meaning that for years and years, we've all enjoyed a slow trickle up of prices while our wages went up by a higher percentage. And now that the prices have spiked dramatically in just a year or two, we all have sticker shock. It also says that even though groceries are more affordable, other things that are more expensive like rent, insurance, and healthcare are not more affordable. And so these grocery numbers may not paint the most meaningful picture of the economy or America's financial burden. And then it goes on to analyze why we all care a little bit more about groceries than maybe our rent, or at least we talk more about the price of groceries. And their reason for that was it's because those are the bills that slap us in the face every week rather than like every month. All right, now I want to fast forward a little bit in the Beck clip. I think this gives a good representation of the childlike fake intellectualism of the whole endeavor.
Like, for example, if you weighed 200 pounds.
Yes.
And then you gain 50 pounds.
I weigh 175.
Wait, no, I'm saying you'd weigh 250.
Scale was made by a white man, most likely.
All right, let me hit you with a few raw facts about wages and labor and why wages have gone up. Here's a chart from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that shows since last February of 2003, the percent increase per month of wages has outpaced the percent increase of inflation. A couple reasons for these increases in wages. For one, unions have been absolutely killing it, negotiating massive raises all across the country. I think I just heard that it was the longshoremen or dock workers who just negotiated a 60-some% raise over a few years. That's outstanding. Also, there are now 4.9 million more jobs than there were before the pandemic, which means that people who had part-time jobs now have a full-time job. People that had no job have a job, and people who had a low-paying job have a higher-paying job. Now, I hope there is someone who listens to Glenn Beck. I hope there's someone still listening right now who's ready to thumbs down and leave a nasty comment or whatever, because I want you to know that this is how stupid he thinks you are. These guys say stupid all the time.
Stupid.
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 And they are talking about you if you believe this BS. Think of the enormity of the lie they are asking you to choke down. They want you to believe that someone in government or someone at a major news outlet is trying to pass off that groceries were cheaper in 2019, that absolute prices were lower. No one on earth would believe that. No one on earth is saying that. That is a childlike lie that they have created to rally against. They think that you will believe anything. They think that you are this stupid and lazy that you will just let that go. You won't look into it. You won't even think about it. Glenn Beck is a huge liar. He can't even tell the truth in an ad read. In this episode, and this is very true, he ran an ad for a meat delivery service where he said that the United States imports most of its meat. And the truth is that the United States is the #1 producer of beef. We import roughly 10 to 20% of our meat, depending on the year. But then we turn right around and we export roughly that same amount. If you look at this chart, you will see that the United States is the top dog in exports by dollar value. So how it really works is we import lean meat, like grass-fed meat, that gets mixed in with our fatty, rich meat and gets turned into better quality hamburger so you don't have a grease fire and end up serving trash like this. And then on the export side of the equation, we export high-value, fatty cuts. Glenn Beck has no respect for his audience's intelligence. He has no allegiance to the truth. He weaves a fantasy that he then rallies against. This is childish. This is ridiculous. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment to support the channel. I'm Greb Kered, your comrade in the fight against disinformation. Arr!